Hey, this might be a short stream. We'll see. I just got done updating everything and trying to fix it. And
what you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill
I think the updates are working, so we'll see. If they're not, we'll just shut this motherfucker down and I'll go to the house. How about that? You had me with a fucking good time, bro.
Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the
another redneck brawl coming up, boys. They must make a shit ton of money off those, dude. Hell, they do them every 6 months. We'll be back in John City this weekend. Let me get everything straightened out here. Pause that. Do this. What do you guys think? What y'all been? What you doing for the 4th? There you go. All right, here we go. Run it.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Oh, welcome everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. I forgot to lead this off. We had a very special message sent to us directly from Robert and Hilda Lands, okay, on their board accounts, and they want to say something to the haters. So I'm going to read it to you. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm the messenger. You guys are the messagees. Understood? Don't get mad at me because he's calling you out. Okay, you feel a little bit vulnerable. Feel like, oh, man, he nailed me. Yeah, that's what he does, dude. He's got ice in his veins. He'll call anybody out. From the account Land2587. To all you hatters out there. Oh, I think he means haters. Maybe. Or hatters. To all you hatters out there. Just wanted to let you know how dumb, stupid, ignorant, and unchristian you all are. You prefer to follow the devil's disciple and listen to his satanic music? I don't even play music. I have that one song that was made for me by Jay Reese. And then I play like a copyright-free music. Okay. You prefer to follow the devil's disciple and listen to his satanic music? You need to ask yourself, do I really want to follow the devil? Or do I want to follow Jesus Christ in heaven? That must be Bort. Jesus Christ in heaven. And the people that believe in him and pray to him and no one else. Joke's on you, bro. I pray to all the gods. Even the old and forgotten ones. Hallowed be their name. So I got them all covered. He lives in heaven and not here on earth. His followers believe in the truth and telling the truth to his followers. His followers believe in the truth and telling the truth to his followers. We feel sorry for you. But no, not really. What a fucking Christian-like statement there, Land. How about you land them tonsils right here on his cock? Anyways, we feel sorry for you. But no, not really. The devil's children don't deserve our sympathy. It's your train, so ride it. One more time. I'm gonna read it all one more time. Such a good Christian, right? Robert Land, the Christian. I don't know a more Christian person, honestly. Bort, maybe. To all you hatters out there, just wanted to let you know how dumb, stupid, ignorant, and unchristian you all are. You prefer to follow the devil's disciple and listen to his satanic music. You need to ask yourself, do I really want to follow the devil? Or do I want to follow Jesus Christ in heaven and the people that believe in him and pray to him and no one else? He lives in heaven and not here on earth. His followers believe in the truth and telling the truth to his followers. We feel sorry for you, but no, not really. The devil's children don't deserve our sympathy. It's your train, so ride it. Honestly, quite beautiful, to be fair. Like, poetry is what I would probably call it. Not bad, not bad. If only Hilda would have got in on it or something. I bet she could have really gussied it up. You know what I mean? Made it seem like it's more of a scholarly sort of letter. I don't know. Either way, love letter from Robert Land. Fucking retard.
Absolutely no ungodly reason why I shouldn't be booked at every patriotic event on a national level that happens in this country. With my background, with my resume, I should be involved.
Bort Lanch, the guy you've never heard of, other than making fun of him, claims that he should be booked for every patriotic event that happens in the entire country. 4th of July, Bort Lanch. Okay? Memorial Day, Bort Lanch. America's 250th, Bort Lanch. You'll get so much Bort, you'll be like, who is this guy? Why have I never heard of him? He's got me there. I don't know what to say. Okay?
Yeah, the thumbs down people are just childish, immature, but they have more people than we do. So why don't we do something about that? There's 100 or so people right now that are watching the show.
No. We can see the number. It literally says 60 something. Jesus Christ. He also put out this weird post today on Facebook. He says, do you want me to come on at 10:15 Thursday, July 2nd, 2026? Today. I was dealing with personal issues all day, folks, and as much as I want to do a show, I did not have time to round up any clips. I can come on to just chat if you guys want me to. I get some replays to the positive in the next few minutes. We can go ahead a launch. Please let me know. Begging people to interact with this post. Like, please say something so I can go live. Please.
I promise you, hey, that's his son. I've met this kid. They're traitors now. Thank you for raising money for me 5 years ago when you were a patriot. I'm embarrassed that I know you.
I promise you, I'm not looking over my shoulder.
Talking about Brad Barton that raised $80,000 or whatever that video said earlier.
I'm embarrassed that I know you.
And his son.
You, I'm not looking over my shoulder here or anything, looking down the alleys.
This is treasonous, you guys. They're sitting in a foreign country saying this country is better than America.
That's allowed. Right? Yeah, I mean, I could go to Ireland and say, I love Ireland. You know, the fucking cobblestone streets are much better than asphalt or whatever. You know, like, what the fuck? Treason.
That somehow I'm supposed to rise up out of the ashes and go get a job making a whole bunch of money working for somebody else. Nobody hires 68-year-old people and gives them a job that will make them enough money to live on.
Bro, you're a decade under the current president, bro. Get you some Provigil and go to work.
Money working for somebody else. Nobody hires 68-year-old people and gives them a job that will make them enough money to live on. They want me to be a Walmart greeter.
That'll work.
Look at our brother who didn't make it in show business. We knew we could. Look at our brother who. Look at our brother who.
He's talking about his sisters telling him to get a fucking job. I thought your family fully supported this, Bort. It's only the haters. But even your own family's like, get a job. Damn.
Who didn't make it in show business. We knew we couldn't make it in show business, so we quit. Oh no, he had to keep going.
All right. Here's where you're losing me. When you say, oh, he had to keep going, he didn't quit show business. What show business are you in? Do you think what you do right now is show business? You stream to 40 haters and 6 viewers every night. You think it's show business? Somebody said he could double up Elvis impersonator plus Walmart greeter. I don't know. Is that allowed? Maybe. All right, let's go here. I got a breaking news for you. Everybody's going to need to see this. This is a big deal going on right now. Oh, by the way, support the show because that makes Bort matter than anything else. Just go to buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer, buy a 6-pack, send it, and say, fuck Bort or something like that. Breaking news. Let's get into it.
Strawman and SodaStream. Do you know who I am, kid? Nothing like a 37-degree heat today.
Use freedom measurements for heat. I don't know what the fuck that means, dude. They just opened Sir Strawman. It's like a fermented fish thing, and they're gonna put it in the soda stream and make soda from it. And just opening it, somebody already puked.
Do you know Strawman and SodaStream? Do you know who I am, kid? Nothing like a 37-degree heat today.
What the fuck is 30? Is that like the surface of the sun, or is it almost freezing? I don't understand these other fucking temperature measurements. 37, that could be anything. I don't know. They're in t-shirts. They just puncture the lid and this guy pukes. I've heard this is really, really bad. And where it's like fermented, see how the lid is like popped up? It's got pressure on it. Hold on, see how the lid is like poofed up? Where it ferments in the can, it builds pressure. So a lot of times when they open it, it'll like spray them with the Sir Strawman juice.
On the side. It hit the table so hard.
Yeah, I've watched. So there's like a bunch of people have tried to eat it. I don't know who I've watched before, but I'm sure we watched someone else.
God. Pour it in. Stuff needs to open it.
It's like a Swedish delicacy. A lot of people eat it.
Just pour it in, watch. Oh my god. No one.
They're getting the juice. They're going to make soda out of it. So basically, all the soda stream does is carbonate it. They're just going to pour it in there, and then they're going to add a bunch of fucking carbonation to it.
In the bottle.
You'd have to throw that soda stream away after this.
Yeah, in the bottle.
Fish in there.
Get some fish in there.
Right, come back for part 2 and we'll see if it streams.
Okay, here we go. Part 2.
Strawman and SodaStream. Do you know who I am?
His catchphrase is like, "Do you not know who I am, boy," or whatever.
Kid.
Kid. You don't know who I am, kid.
Welcome to part 2.
They're already puking again.
Strawman, will it stream?
Mate, are you alright? This got to stop this ass.
No, I'm not alright.
They're both puking everywhere. Dude. I'll show you some other people just opening a can. I can't believe how much they're puking. You think they drink something colorful before this, so when they do puke, like they know they're gonna puke and people can see it?
How is it even worse?
I've seen people open it in their house. Talk about a fucking mistake, dude. At least it's not too zoomed in on the puke. He's still puking in the car. I don't mind puking as much as fucking dry heaving, dude. It wigs me the fuck out when you just like "What?" and nothing comes out. God, it hurts. Okay, that was on purpose.
I can't do it. Hey, bet you can't do Surströmming and SodaStream. Do you know what I mean?
Surströmming. Oh, dude.
This very
Do not open it in your house.
for a long time, Surströmming, and I've seen so many videos about it. Let's see what it's all about. Because I'm really in a culture where we use a lot of,
I don't think he'll puke.
and some of them are really stinky. And there's a lot of videos, you know.
His doesn't look very fermented. I didn't hear it. Psh.
It can't be that bad. Open a little bit. Salt level. I'm gonna pour.
Hear it?
Oh! Lucky. Oh my fucking god.
They can't even open it, dude.
Just don't say nothing, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. Oh my god! Oh! Damn! Damn! Oh my god! Oh my god! Make sure you don't get on the floor!
It's all on his arm.
What the hell? Ah!
People say you gotta take a shower if the shit touches you, the juice.
Why does it smell like shit? Oh my god! Oh my days! That's my trash can. Oh shit! Oh my god! I'm so sorry for the use of language, chat. I'm so sorry. Oh my fucking god! Oh my days! Oh! Oh my god! Yo, sweet! Oh my god! What the fuck, sweetie?
I'm so sorry for the language chat. Oh, fuck! Was the very next phrase.
Holy shit! Oh my god! I don't think I can eat this shit. I'm not eating that shit. Oh. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, I can't. Oh.
Oh, God. They just opened the can and all these guys are puking. Oh,
This
there's the
is
inflated can.
surströmming can is supposed to look like. This is what a surströmming can is supposed to look like. These are very fragrant. You want to open these underwater outside.
Underwater outside?
Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. Smell it?
No.
Wow. Oh, I smell it. You smell it now? Yeah. It's
I think they're getting it shipped to them, and maybe it expands so much because it's like unrefrigerated. You know what I mean?
fragrant.
You got to do this one? I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't even like fish that much, and this fish looks like mush.
Look at these. Beautiful. Beautiful fillets. Big sniff.
It's not that bad.
But what about this bloated can?
If you get a quality can of surströmming, I mean, it doesn't smell good.
No.
It doesn't smell bad.
Open that other can, motherfucker.
Open it. This is gonna burst.
Surströmming. It says on this package, bulge can is normal, part of the natural fermentation.
Oh, okay,
process.
so
Open underwater outside. There, these are fragrant.
so it warns you to open it outside.
There it is. There it is.
That's really bad.
Oh, it's stinky. You don't.
Easy now. Don't be making fun of my nose hair.
No, do you?
No.
I think it smells like
I'm getting ear hair too.
halibut heads.
What's the matter, Tristan? What's the matter?
Nothing.
Surströmming.
I don't want to bring anything into my house that tells you to eat it underwater or open it underwater.
This is gonna burst. Does this even work? Here we go. Here we go. Oh. I can't smell anything yet. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I know. I was just fucking with you, Santa Nobis. Self-deprecating comedy. They can't even finish opening the motherfucker. I don't know about this shit, dude.
Oh. My god! Sabrina!
Give me the fork, I'll fucking eat it, man.
Give me the fork, I'll fucking eat it, man.
My god! Go in, kid.
As a pride-smelling Swede, this is the worst-smelling thing on the planet. It smells worse than actual shit, and I'm not even kidding. It's not an overreaction. It's really bad. Though some people like it, and it's a Swedish delicacy, but the tradition says you're supposed to eat it on a sandwich.
That's not that bad. Give me a fork.
I can't. The problem is not me paying for it. I could fucking pay for it. I don't want to fucking puke, dude. I know I'd be puking.
Fucking. You're laughing, isn't it?
God, they went around this can like 15 times. It's open, bitch. I don't think they know how to use a can opener. Look how many times this went around. It's so fucking open. Need something to bend the fucking can up.
Fucking hell, that's fucking disgusting.
Hey, can smell a bit of
Mate, what's wrong with this fucking...
Bro, I am not...
Give me a fork.
I can eat a lot of things. I can handle like a lot of spice and shit. This is not me.
God.
I get queasy just thinking about how bad it must smell to them.
Come here. Oh, that's fucking rancid, guys.
Oh, if you eat some of that, mate, fair play to you.
What even is it?
I did a we played that, what's that jelly bean game we played that time for donations? It was for a Bean Boozled, and we were doing a charity stream, and for certain milestones or whatever, I was randomly selecting a bean, the Bean Boozled bean. Some of those were fucking, one of those is fish something or another. It was horrible.
Oh, what is that?
That was fun.
No.
Blech.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, fucking hell, that's fucking hot. Just put that in.
No! Get it away from me!
That's fucking rancid, man. See if the doggy's there.
Get it down, son!
Ooh, that's fucked up.
Get it down, you!
My God.
My god! Oh.
Mate, you're fucking pissy.
Mate, get it down, you there! Okay.
But most of them, a lot of them weren't bad. And of course, it's got the good beans in there too. A lot of them weren't that bad. I mean, like I'd still be like, oh shit, it tastes like dishwater or whatever the fuck it was. But there was a couple that were like, what? That's fucking horrible.
Are you going to eat it, mate?
Surströmming.
God damn, dude. Why would you do it in a car, dude? I can't even imagine.
Oh my god!
They keep puking on each other's head in the car. That was fucking wild, dude. You got it. See how it's mush? Okay. Like, I know this is disgusting, but the part that runs back out of his mouth is just goo. Watch this. When it drips out. That's supposed to be a solid food. It's supposed to be fish meat. It's like an oobleck or whatever. Good catch. Dude, I think if someone was puking and turned and puked on me, especially like in the car, if I was in the car and someone puked right in the back of my head, there's goddamn windows and other places to puke all over. It's one thing If we're like strapped in a vehicle and we can only see, like face each other, we can't move our head, you puke and it gets on me, okay? If there's all these fucking options to puke and you fucking turn to me and puke on me, I'm probably beating your ass. Hold your mouth open and puke down your mouth. Why is he in a porta-john, dude?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Here we go! Oh my god!
Zombies? I never heard of that. My luck, I would fucking cut myself on the lid. It would get infused into my bloodstream, and I'd smell like it for life.
Third time. That's so strong.
He's crying. The motherfucker's crying.
But you can't do Strowman and...
He's like, he is second guessing life at this point. He's like, I got it. Wait, what have I done? This could be poison.
Sure, Strawman's. Are you sure? How do I open it?
I guess funny.
Nothing needs to be this sticky, okay? Aha! Oh, here we go. What's happening? Oh, that's the worst smell I've ever smelled. It's everywhere. Oh, it's everywhere.
Would you try to eat it?
It shouldn't be mush.
Oh my fucking god. I'm shaking.
Strowman and so...
Yes.
Some of them seem not that bad.
We got fillets. Look at
Other ones seem extremely bad.
Cheers.
Fish tacos. Stop puking on people's fucking heads. That kills me.
E1. Eating.
I'm mad for them.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go! Oh my god!
Someone's puking in the back of his head. That's what that splatter's coming from. Look at that splatter. Have I told you about the time that Ollie puked and God. So we joke around and talk about the bird curse all the time. So my family talked me into getting on the River Rampage, okay? And it's a ride in Dollywood. And it was kind of chilly that day. I wasn't really wanting to get wet. They taught me into it. We got on the River Rampage. And you're like on a raft. And there's like 8 people to a raft. And it floats around. And randomly, some people always get dunked or dipped or whatever. And then the next rapid, someone else will get it. Well, I've got the bird curse. So every fucking rapid, right directly on me, okay? By the time we got done, I was fucking pissed. Everybody else was basically dry. Some of them got splashed. Like, ah! I was soaked, okay? Completely fucking soaked. Look at wet rats, okay? My beard was even like, you know how like water runs down and it tapers? It was like dripping on my eyelids and shit. I lost the contact. I was fucking soaked. And I was talking shit about everybody else not getting any water. And everybody was laughing. Well, Ollie has this thing where if he laughs too hard, for some reason, he fucking starts puking. Anyways, everybody was laughing and whatever. And I'm like, you motherfuckers. Like, I knew I was going to get, it's a bird curse, blah, blah, blah. Well, my sister-in-law's, or I guess my brother-in-law, he said something like, oh, I got some on my shorts. And he's showing everybody your shorts. And I said, your fucking shorts, your shorts. And I took off my shoe and held it up like this, right? And dumped out probably 2 water bottles worth of water. Okay? Like it was just in there. That's how much water was in me and on me. Okay? So I dumped it out and it's like a fucking faucet running out of my shoe like that. And everybody starts laughing because it was funny that he was like, oh, look at this. Look, I got wet. Look at my shorts. And then I dump out like a half gallon of water out of my shoe. And Ollie got laughing so hard. As soon as I dropped my shoe back on the ground and went to put my foot in it, Ollie goes, "What?" and pukes inside my shoe. He pukes inside my shoe with so much pressure, it comes out the toe vents. Like the shit shoots out the toe vents. I don't know. I can't explain it. I'm cursed. I'm cursed. We crossed a gypsy or something in a past life. I don't know. Something happened. I'm cursed.
Hey everybody, I'm Chef Dad.
Stop puking on each other, bro.
What's that shit, man? You can't open a in an account with dark players and fat lads. Do you know what I am, kid?
With dart players and fat lads.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Dude, I could not get puked on the back of my head. Couldn't do it. Alright, anyways, we had to stop watching the vomit video. See what Nick's saying.
So first, you have the Trump coin scam, which is
right.
I don't know how he got away with that.
A scam?
How is that even
no, he's trying to enrich his supporters. Depending on who you're asking. Either he's trying to enrich his supporters and you need to invest and it's based on quantum computing. Or two, he's just having a little joke, right? If you're dumb enough to invest in it, whatever. But you might be a millionaire, but you're also dumb for doing it.
Possible. The president rug pulled, the sitting president of the United States rug pulled his fans and supporters. Have you ever heard of such a thing? He created a digital asset, completely unregulated, this Trump meme coin, and told everybody to buy it. He said it's going to be the basis of the financial system, and this is an investment, all this kind of stuff. Everybody bought it. And then people that he told about it in advance sold all their coins to his fans who were buying in.
Yeah, the rug pull.
And they rug pulled it. Trump and his cronies used his voters and supporters as exit liquidity after he won the presidential election to the tune of $600 million. The president of the United States scammed his supporters out of $600 million, not only off of the rug pull itself, but also making money off of every single transaction. So first, you have the Trump coin scam, which is just, I don't know how he got away with it.
It's almost like a joke, right?
Everyone else loses
it's not a joke.
in a market. You either have to know something or it's pretty hard to make money while everyone else loses money in a market. You either have to know something or there's something nefarious afoot. Like the best example I can think of is Michael Burry shorting the housing market in 2008, making tons of money while a lot of people lost money. In that case, he made an informed bet. But you can also think of other times, like when somebody scams a bunch of people, they make money while everyone else loses money. And my favorite example of that might be Safe Moon, where people were told, oh, you're going to go safely to the moon with this investment. In reality, all those people lost money while executives sold and made millions of dollars. And the question is, which one is this? This is a chart from Reuters, who calculated that investors have lost about $2.28 billion. That's on the crypto projects of the president, to be clear, while the president has made about $2.29 billion up to the current.
Weird. So everybody else is losing money on all of his projects, but he and his family keep making money with all these projects. That's strange.
And I know that's pretty shocking. And, even I kind of am a little skeptical when I see calculations, where are these numbers from? Who's providing these numbers? So that's why I was really happy to see that the new financial disclosure for the president has recently come out. It's 927 pages. And I decided, great, we can get to the bottom of what the real story is, at least for 2025. We don't have to guess. We don't have to go off anyone else's numbers. We can just look at the raw data, right? And so I went ahead and I pulled up, the 927-page report of the president's assets. And, I started taking a look to see how much money was made in the crypto markets. And the answer that I came to, along with basically everyone else, like the Wall Street Journal, is it's about $1.4 billion. And in total, about $2.2 billion for the year of 2025 in total revenue, which is about a 3.5x increase from the prior year before entering the White House. Previously, they made about $622 million, and now they made $2.2 billion total. Now, you'll notice that most of that money is from crypto, about 63% actually, and that's odd because, as I said, crypto is down. It's a market that has lost a ton of value. You can see since 2025, it's gone from about 3.5 trillion or so to about $2 trillion, which is a giant loss. I mean, like most people who invested in crypto over that time period have lost money. So how is it that the president has not, in fact, has made most of his revenue for the year from crypto when everyone else is down? And this is where I want to introduce you to this market right here. This is the Trump coin. It's the official meme coin of the president, where we actually changed the SEC rules to, make some of this okay. okay, by the way, some of the guidelines. And, you can see that it peaked basically right around the inauguration and has been down only ever since, essentially. Now the coin is worth $1.71. So, you would think that if the president holds a bunch of these coins, he would have also lost money, at least on paper. Well, actually, you can check the financial disclosures and to see exactly how much money he has made in the form of royalties. You can see it's $635 million.
In royalties.
He's making money while...
That has nothing to do with his investment. Even if he lost every dime he invested, right? Every Trump coin he didn't purchase on, but let's say he did, and they all went to zero. These are on royalties. Like every time someone checks out, they pay a percentage directly to him. You can't lose that.
His fans, the people who are buying this, are down massively. This is the strange thing about this financial disclosure. You really get the sense that the president has found a way to make a ton of money from a market that is down while he is up. It's just like entirely bizarre. And,
World Liberty confirms token to become tradable. It fucking meme coin price jumps after launch, right? And he's got a steady increase. World Liberty confirms token to be tradable. Boom. Alt 5 Sigma share price drops. Everybody's out here losing 2.28. He's making 2.29 billion.
And, he's actually asked about this. Like, there's all these reports about you've profited from the presidency, et cetera. And the defense has always been like, well, I'm aligned with you. I'm making money, but you're also making money because the markets are going up.
Critics say you're profiting off the presidency. Well, you know why I'm profiting? Because the stock market's going up. Everybody's profiting. If you have a 401k, how's your 401k done?
This is the cope we always see. Sure, the president's making a ton of money, but, everybody's making a ton of money. So his interests are ultimately aligned with ours. And, it makes sense. He's got some stocks. You've got some stocks. We're all going up together. But this is a totally different situation because, again, crypto is down. You can ask any of your friends who own crypto, especially the ones who own Trump coin. They are not doing well right now. Okay, they are not having a good time. Our highest government official in the land is making billions of dollars in income. It's a very odd thing. It's like what you expect almost from Coinbase or like Kraken, people who make money from just the fees, because ultimately what they care about is trading volume. So they can still make money even in a down market, but pretty much everyone else is going to get screwed. Funny enough, someone actually looked at the financials of Coinbase and they found out that Trump out-earned the biggest listed crypto US firms in 2025, showing that he made about $1.4 billion and Coinbase made $1.26 billion. Now remember, this is a company that's sole job is to sell crypto, have you trade crypto. They have thousands of employees. And they made less, which I think is just the craziest statistic out of this whole thing. Even though, it's probably not apples to apples, right? There's a difference between, the earnings of a company versus a president's financial disclosure statement. I'll just say that right up front. But it is wild to think about. You've got a company whose sole job it is to sell crypto, do all this kind of stuff, getting out-grifted by a guy who launches a meme coin right before running for president. I have to ask, is this the new normal? Can we just expect that every president will have a down-only crypto coin that they made hundreds of millions of dollars from? Is that our new normal here in America? I certainly hope not, but you just can't get around the hard facts that are in this disclosure. Here's one of the other major ways, by the way, he made money, which is the selling of World Liberty Financial tokens and various equity in that deal. They made hundreds of millions of dollars from that as well. And of course, don't forget the reporting that a big stake in World Liberty Financial was sold right before taking office. And it really feels like that's mostly the pattern here is despite being, the crypto president, the guy who's going to take Bitcoin to the moon and safely guard your retirement plan. In actuality, when you see what the Trump organization actually does with most of these coins, they try to sell off pieces of their equity stake, somehow cash out for some real value instead of holding on like the true believers. That isn't to say they don't still hold some of their stakes, but a lot of the profit here was because they sold out. And again, a lot of these things are down bad, like really. So I just wanted to talk about this weird phenomenon that really you usually see in scams, although I'm not making any such accusation, where somebody can be way up while investors are way down. And sometimes that's because somebody knows something. Sometimes it's because people are being, extracted from, people are being grifted on. I'm not going to make a determination of which one it is, ultimately, because there's really nothing we can do about it. Actually, recently there was an interview with some reporters who have been covering, the new changes in laws. And what they talk about is basically there's no ways to punish this stuff anyways. This is Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swan from the New York Times.
Is there something illegal going on in your view?
It's an interesting question because Trump himself was granted sweeping immunity, as all presidents were, with the Supreme Court's immunity ruling in 2024. So Trump is essentially beyond the reach of the law in terms of actions. I mean, there's a sense among Trump and his allies and his inner circle that with a very friendly Justice Department run by Trump's own former personal lawyer, with sweeping immunity from the Supreme Court, with an intention to use the pardon power more expansively, potentially than any president has ever used it, I don't think that they feel any real concern about illegality.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried either. I'm not holding my breath for, any of this, even on the periphery, to be punished. Honestly, I think what is just the most interesting about this new era is how blatant it all is, how it's all just out in the open in disclosures. Previously you might imagine people would hide something like this, right? Like they would be ashamed of it and therefore they wouldn't tell the world about it. But here you have it just proudly displayed in public filings. It wasn't being kept secret from the world. And so it really does feel like one of those things that's very in your face because, the people in power know there is nothing we can do.
Hold on just a second. They'll throw it right in your face. I'm trying to figure out some math. Give me just a second. They don't care. No one's coming after them. No one's saying, hey, you can't do this. They don't. Why would they care? You know what I mean? All right, we got this video I want to show you guys. This is apparently the Olympian, David Hearn, at the reflecting pool.
If that's a joke, it's funny.
They claim he hit a hose or something that was part of the pool skimmer. All right, so you'll see the guy's not even wet. But Judge Janine Pirro, or whatever the fuck her name is, says that right now we believe it was his bare hands, both hands, saying that he damaged over 2 square feet of the pool. Prosecutors would use an expert at trial to prove that the damage would cost more than $1,000 to repair, which is the element of the crime that would make this charge a felony rather than misdemeanor. We can state and prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he caused damage, and that damage is over $1,000. He claims the condition of the reflecting pool was the same after I stepped away from the water as it was before I got there. They refused to provide any evidence of what the pool looked like before he damaged it, allegedly. Claiming that he's innocent. He claims that he touched a piece of the reflecting pool that was already lifted and apart and kind of like floating in the water. He just touched it and left, or tried to leave. A Parks employee actually told Hearn to stop his behavior and stop what he was doing, Pirro said at a news conference Thursday. Hearn reacted by shouting at the Parks employee, saying that she cared too much about the reflecting pool and why did she even care since it wasn't her pool. Pirro said employees described Hearn as belligerent, rude, disrespectful, and accused him of deliberately damaging the pool. Hearn's legal team says Davey Hearn is innocent. These charges are outrageous and should be alarming to every American. This indictment reflects the administration's effort to shift blame for their own failures. On the eve of the nation's Independence Day, Americans should be deeply concerned by the misuse of government power against an ordinary citizen based on a concocted narrative. The justice system exists to determine facts, not provide political cover. All right, here we go. All right, so we see the scammer and we see a hose, and he's going to be so there's 2 women here and somebody there in the waiters. He's on the other side of this second woman back here.
What's happening? Can I help? Can you help? I think that's really funny. I think that's a joke. It's funny.
So you think if he was down in the pool with both hands, he would at least be damp. You know what I mean? Like dripping something. Nope. He's dry. What I was doing the math for earlier is I figured out they spent $14 million and the pool is 338,000 square feet. So it's about, if he damaged 2 square feet, which is what they're claiming, that's about $41.50 per square foot. So talking about $83. So then he goes and tries to get back on his bike.
Yes, go grab one.
He asks, I'm free to go. And then the National Guard soldier says something. He says, what are you holding me for? And he says something else. I'm guessing the park police want to speak to you or something. Any piece of that liner that you could pick up with your hands has already failed, right? You can't go out to a rhino line truck bed and peel it off with your hands. You know, even if he did peel the edge off of this, it's already failed. That's a failed liner, especially the people that are touching it when it's floating. Kayak, canoe, yes. David Hearn. Then the park police come over. If you're able to pull it off by hand, it's already failed, right? You're not doing any more damage. It's already failed. It's done. I'm not saying he did, but even if I could get down there on the side, drive my hand below it and rip it off like a fucking sheet, it's already failed. You can't do that to a truck bed liner, and that's what this shit is, rhino lining. You can't go to a truck bed liner and just fucking peel it all off like it's a sheet of vinyl. Apparently, it's where that one person said, oh, you think that's funny or whatever. That was him being belligerent. Like one of the women said, oh, you think that's funny? And he said something about, yeah, it's already coming apart. That was him being belligerent, of course.
Stop sign. If that's a joke, it's funny.
Here's the press conference. It's going to be full of just bullshit. They need somebody to blame. And it's going to be anybody that's like it's dangerous to even go near the pool now, right? Because they're going to pin this on someone else. Trump's got to make up a 350-foot cut that happened somewhere.
Department of Interior and Deputy Chief David Lamont from the Department of Parks, from the Parks Police Department. Did I get it? Yeah. And today, I thought it was important to call this press conference because one of the most offensive images that I hold in my mind are the images of national monuments that are being defaced, roped, torn down, graffitied, and damaged by individuals. I have a vivid memory of this happening several years ago.
I agree. We shouldn't tear them down or deface them. Or this is your all's failure that's just floating away and people are touching it. So shut the fuck up. If someone comes and lassos goddamn Lincoln and jerks him off his fucking chair, okay, prosecute him.
And over time, where our national monuments and statues are being torn down, and this is not the way of a civilized society, it is anarchy. And our nation has weathered moments of anarchy and chaos in the past, and individuals have made a decision, many of them, to destroy and to damage national monuments, not taking into account the fact that the rest of the nation considers these monuments important and necessary to our history. But
I forgot to tell you guys, I fixed the drone that I've been working on. It was so tiny, and I was having to use tweezers and a soldering iron and shit. I couldn't really video it, but I did fix it. I got to mail it back to Sage so you can see if it works or not.
Unchecked vandalism and civil disorder turns into criminal behavior, and that's why we're here today. They are an affront to the dignity of our shared history, and we will not allow our sacred monuments to be roped off, defaced, or diminished, or in any way impacted by disgruntled individuals who think that they, and not the rest of the nation, have the right to decide what should happen.
Trying to lasso Abraham Lincoln.
Monuments belong belong to all of us, and they must be protected for generations to come. And the president, when he came here in his executive order to make D.C. safe and beautiful, brought in a fresh injection of resources, both for my office and for all of law enforcement, to make D.C. safe. And the other part of that executive order was to make D.C. beautiful. And as part of that, in anticipation of the celebration of 250 years of American history, the president, as you heard from him, has been able to improve and to clean up 50 parks, more than 48 monuments that have been repaired, 22 fountains have been returned to service, and these monuments and fountains must be protected, and those who decide that they want to do harm will be held accountable, just as they have been held accountable in the criminal justice system in so many of the press conferences that you have been in this room to witness. D.C. has experienced a renaissance like it has never experienced before in both safety and in beauty. Today is about accountability for damaging a national resource, a national treasure, and that is the reflecting pool that runs from the Washington Monument to the Lincoln Memorial, which is, of course, a symbol of D.C.'s.
They're going to have better evidence than that little video. That doesn't show I'm doing shit, so.
Beauty and history. Now, it was recently renovated with significant funds and investments. Any tampering undermines that. And make no mistake, if anyone decides they want to damage that, whatever they think their reason is.
Way more than it was supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's supposed to take a week with Trump's pool guy. Ended up taking months for $14 million. And when you ask him about that, he's like, have you ever heard of a guy named, listen to me now, Barack Hussein Obama? You heard of him? I know you have.
Or whether they think it's justified or whether they think it's not important, will be held to account. This is a priority not only for the president, but for myself as well. So, today a grand jury has returned a felony indictment against a defendant, David Hearn, for felony destruction of property, for which he faces 10 years in prison. The indictment is in response to an incident that occurred on June 19th of 2026, in which the defendant Hearn ripped a piece of recently installed sealant on the bottom of the reflecting pool at the Lincoln Memorial.
On the bottom? On the floor?
The evidence shows, and we will prove beyond a reasonable doubt, that Hearn willfully destroyed property at the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. This was a deliberate act to damage the reflecting pool at the National Mall that members of the National Park Service actually have worked hard to restore and have witnessed. By Hearn's own admission, on June 19th, he reached down into the pool. Our evidence further shows that the National Park Service employees observed Hearn actually
said he touched a piece that was already loose.
Forcefully and violently pulling up and removing the bottom liner with both hands. According to witnesses, Hearn damaged approximately 2 square feet of sealant from the bottom of the pool.
$83.
Parks employee actually told Hearn to stop his behavior and stop what he was doing. Hearn reacted by shouting at that Parks employee, saying that she cared too much about the reflecting pool, and why did she even care, since it wasn't her pool. Now, Mr. Hearn's behavior was characterized by witnesses as belligerent, rude, and disrespectful, according to National Park Service employees that witnessed the event. Now, let me talk a moment about those employees. Many of those employees have come from around the country because they are proud of this nation. They are proud of the 250th anniversary that we are about to experience. Many of them have decided to step away from their desks and to go outside and actually work next to the pool to witness what was going on, as opposed to staying in a cool office. These are the witnesses that we're talking about in this case.
So they're just doing their paperwork out in the grass and shit? Like when you have class out underneath the fucking trees because it's too hot inside?
These are the people who care about this particular monument and what is going on. They work long hours and they are tireless in their efforts. And they must be shown respect and not be treated with belligerence and with disrespect by those who seek to damage the very monuments that they are there to protect. And they certainly should not have to witness the damage done right in front of their faces. The United States Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia remains committed to protecting our national resources, our monuments, and our parks from vandals, and we are especially committed to doing so in advance of our 250th anniversary. Now, I don't know if do you want to add anything to this? Sure. Deputy Chief Lamont from the Park Police.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Deputy Chief David Lamont, and I am the Field Operations Division Commander for U.S. Park Police. U.S. Park Police's mission is to support the mission of the National Park Service and the Department of Interior, and to safeguard lives and to protect cultural resources. We understand this summer there are a lot of events for America's 250th birthday, and the U.S. Park Police will be very visible downtown.
The 250th could have been so awesome. It fucking sucks. That's something like I wasn't alive for the bicentennial, but that could have been something that me and the kids fucking got to celebrate and do and talk about for years, and Trump just fucked it.
Our job out there is to keep people safe, and we encourage people to come down and enjoy the parks. That being said, if anybody does come down to the parks, commits any acts of violence, or commits any other acts such as vandalism, we will hold them accountable, and they will either be cited or arrested.
Okay, questions?
Was this part of the pool? There had been some damage before. Was this part of the pool specifically? Did was the sealant already partially removed? Did he rip it back? Can you just describe it in detail? Because he maintains that it looks the same as it did before he arrived. That's his.
I'm not going to get into the evidence, but what I told you is what our witnesses saw and experienced. There was an effort, a violent effort, to rip up the sealant from the bottom of the pool, and irrespective of whether or not we think that there is some situation that preceded it, we can state and prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he caused damage, and that damage is over $1,000.
You can't get on that. How do you prove that $1,000?
With an expert. Come to the trial.
It has to be drained.
We'll hear all that at the trial.
Did he have any tools, or was it just his bare hands?
Right now, we believe it's his bare hands, both hands.
So does that indicate in your belief that it was probably damaged before, or do you believe that he?
He damaged it
further, but it had already been damaged before.
He damaged the pool
before he touched it.
No human, if it was applied correctly, no human's going out there with their bare hands and ripping it off. You're fucking lying, right? Go to someone who's got a Rhino or a Line-X bed liner, it's the same thing, polyurea, and go up to it and see if you can take and just rip a giant chunk off of it.
He damaged this pool.
But they're getting all these videos on it.
Well, good. I'm glad you got that evidence. Come on in the grand jury. You can testify. Next.
Thank you for your time today.
You're welcome.
The citation that Mr. Hearn received suggested that he would be charged with misdemeanors, but the president obviously called those to be a felony charge here. Did you ultimately decide to charge this so harshly at the president's direction?
I didn't charge anything harshly. I charge according to the evidence. When we have witnesses, when we have the defendant on record saying things that are not true, and we have witnesses who are disinterested, who have no motive to lie, they have no agenda, they're just working there, and they are actually witnessing damage to a national monument, we're going to go forward. Now, my office reviews all citations. Everything that the police do in this jurisdiction is reviewed by my office. We review it. This is a case with tremendous evidence, and this is a case where the evidence dictates where we land. Next.
Just to there have been other people who have been arrested for incidents at the reflecting pool. Are you taking all of it to the grand jury?
It depends on the evidence that we have. We have about a half a dozen other cases. Some of them will be misdemeanors, and some of them could be less, like a violation. But we're reviewing every case based upon the evidence and reviewing all of the reports. And right now, it's about another half dozen misdemeanors. Yes, sir.
The president said that somebody took a box cutter and cut the reflecting pool. Is there any update to that case? Is there any evidence that you can point to as a follow-up?
I was at the reflecting pool yesterday, and I think it's very sad. Someone intentionally.
The answer is going to be no.
Did a tremendous amount of damage to the pool, and you can actually see where all the cutting is. They took a sharp object and cut for many feet along the pool.
390 feet?
Well, when I file a charge, I'll be happy to show you a picture, all right?
Oh, okay. So no.
We're trying to find out who did it, okay? And until we get to that point, I'm not going to be able to, discuss.
Who the fuck could cut for 390 feet with a box cutter? Bullshit. I'm not saying there's no crack. There's probably a crack. No one cut it.
Anything more than there was tremendous damage that was caused. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. 4 years ago, we have that guy from Indiana who damaged the Washington Monument. He pled guilty and he was misdemeanor. What are you trying to do? Send you like a strong message from now on who damaged you and do not get a big penalty looks like?
We are in a lane where it depends on the evidence. If the damage can be repaired for less than $1,000, it's a misdemeanor. If it costs a lot more than $1,000, then we're at the felony level. It's up to the judge to decide what the sentence is after a jury looks at the case. My job is to look at the evidence and to bring it to a grand jury who agreed that this should be a felony based upon the evidence that they heard, and they returned a true bill that this person should be charged with this felony. One more.
It's so easy to get a grand jury to do this stuff.
Over 1,000 chargers who caused millions of dollars of damage.
Are you really talking about January 6th?
Yes.
I'm not. Okay, who's next? Not you. No. Yes, you again. Go ahead.
Could you please explain the bench warrant?
How many thousands of dollars were done on January 6th? Oh, were you talking? Well, I'm not talking about that.
That was issued.
Okay.
Is Mr. Hearn being arrested today?
He's not being arrested. No. Yeah. No.
Did the grand jury unanimously?
I don't take a check of unanimous versus not unanimous. And as soon as they give me a right to do that, I'd be happy to do that. But I don't have that right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great 4th.
The threat environment ahead of the 4th, is there any tracking anything?
I'm not tracking anything in terms of a threat environment. I'm not tracking anything in terms of a threat environment. We're all hoping that Americans are able to celebrate, whether they're in D.C. or around the country. I mean, this is a wonderful, wonderful holiday. It's not just any 4th of July. This is a big one. And I hope you and your families, I hope you don't have to work, everybody, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
On the team takeovers, do you have any cases you're reviewing on parents? You said you might.
Yeah, we've reviewed a few.
I think you might be able to bring.
We've reviewed several of them. I'll probably do a presser on that in the future. Thank you. All right, everybody.
Can't do that in Europe.
You can't do what?
They're looking for somebody to blame. And on top of that, let me grab, where's the other one I wanted? Oh shit, did I lose the link? Hold on. They're just looking for somebody to blame.
All right, everybody, we have some breaking news.
So it doesn't fall on Trump and make he is obsessed with not looking like dumb, incompetent, like he doesn't deserve to be there because he knows he doesn't, right? He's going to have some form of imposter syndrome. He does not deserve to be there and he has to know it, right? So now we got to have anybody else to blame so no one blames Trump. All he's got to say is, oh, it was those people with the box cutter and it was the Olympians that were ripping it apart and it was the canoe guy. Like, it's just fucking stupid. Then check this out at the 250th celebration.
All right, everybody, we have some breaking news. The stakes are only getting higher and higher
right here
surrounding Donald Trump's America 250 fair.
Did you see that shit? The goddamn ceiling pieces are falling out. Crashing on the floor.
Higher and higher surrounding Donald Trump.
Look at that. Hopefully that's something light. Like made out of foam or some shit. But god damn, let's see how it hits. How heavy does it hit? I don't know. It doesn't look great.
America 250 fair, as people are passing out there due to a lack of air conditioning and a lack of planning, as a wooden plank almost just crushed a dozen dancers on stage, missing them by mere feet. If you watch on screen now, you'll see the wooden plank falling from above, just barely missing the dancers on stage. I'll play the full clip for you all in just one moment, but all of this is only adding to the fact that there is a new report out today showing how this entire America 250 event is fraudulent. It is fake. Donald Trump has been scamming people, rewiring that money towards contractors that are working in his administration, and that is why this entire event is a mess. In just one moment, I'm going to bring on a top Democrat that has been investigating this, and he's going to break some news for you all. So make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to the Adam Mockler feed. We have been digging very deep on this fair, and on the Adam Mockler feed, we've been saying for the past 2 weeks, not to do the whole I told you so thing, but we've been saying this smells like a money laundering scheme. It smells like the reflecting pool, the ballroom, all of these other schemes that have allowed Donald Trump to reallocate funds towards his friends and his donors. We even have Trump supporters passing out there because there is not enough air conditioning. I want you to listen to this clip on screen.
Has been affecting folks like Megan Nicoletti and her husband, Brian. And, you know, Megan, you were just over in the medical tent being treated. Tell us about how you're feeling.
Now I'm fine, but previously, none of these booths have air conditioning. We don't know what happened, but I started seeing stars.
Oh, really?
And we went to the tent. There's a religious tent because that's the theme for today.
Yes.
And they had a pool. They're baptizing people. Thank God they had the pool. They said, do you want to get in? I go, yes, I think I do.
Wait, can I just point out, this is the most Trumpian thing ever. She's wearing a Trump hat, and she goes to the event that is basically celebrating Donald Trump more than it's celebrating America, and she passes out because Donald Trump didn't even install air conditioning and decided to reallocate the funds towards his friends and then build fake monuments. Like, do you guys see all of these columns in the background, or I guess they're called pillars? They're all fake. They're all 2D Looney Tunes ass pillars because he reallocated the funds away. I'm gonna play
like Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote.
For you this clip of the dancers, but sometimes YouTube will, you know, take down videos if I play music, so I'm just gonna unmute it the moment that the beam falls. Watch for the support beam falling. You can see it falling, and all of the dancers then pause and begin to look around. People are going to get incredibly hurt by this. I already showed you guys this video earlier today of one of the other columns being held up by some expanding foam. It's not even caulk, it's just foam that is expanding there, and this is on the verge of falling off and harming somebody in the same way it did here. Donald Trump is putting on a faux celebration, and I'm very, very happy that we get to bring on somebody who has been deeply, deeply investigating this. Before we bring in this congressman for an interview, which I urge you to watch, let me just read to you how this report begins. It says, Freedom 250 may have conducted wire fraud by luring unsuspecting donors who intended to support the congressionally chartered foundation and giving them Freedom 250 bank information instead. Presidential access was sold to those willing to pay for it. A false history
of course it was.
country was imposed to suit the president's distorted vision of the past. Christian nationalist ideology was injected.
Did you see Trump talking to the Teddy Roosevelt AI? And he's like, and thank you for speaking. Like he's talking to it like it's a real person. And thank you for speaking with us today, sir. I'm very honored. People are like, it's a goddamn clanker, dude. Tell it to show you its dick or something.
Into the events, eroding the wall of church-state separation. Loose logo licensing let Freedom 250 brand deeply racist merchandise under the government's banner. An organization that was once responsible for planning events surrounding the January 6th insurrection has now been contracted for America's 250th celebrations. Taxpayer dollars were funneled to the president's preferred contractors. America's private, personal information has been
and his political friends
harvested by Trump's allies for political purposes. All right, we got to bring in the Democratic representative who has been leading the way on this investigation because he has more to break down. This is Representative Jared Huffman of California, who is the ranking member of the House Natural Resources Committee.
It's grotesque, in my opinion. So we were on track to have a broadly unifying, non-political celebration of this once-in-a-generation milestone. You're too young.
Which would have been fucking awesome, dude.
But I'm old enough to remember 1976. I was a 12-year-old kid. 12-year-olds are pretty perceptive. And, that bicentennial celebration was in the heat of a president.
That makes me sad.
Sitting President Gerald Ford and the challenger, Jimmy Carter. The celebration had nothing to do with any of those politics. And if anyone had incentive to make it a political weapon, it was Gerald Ford. In that moment, he didn't. He was bigger than that. He was more patriotic than.
I would love to experience this with my kids and it actually be something other than, Trump trying to hold a weird rally.
And so the country just loved the national unity and celebration that we experienced in 1976. What we set up for this milestone, Congress did this in 2016, I got to be part of it, was basically replicating that. It was creating a really thoughtful commission with some statutory guardrails to protect it from any kind of political shenanigans or exploitation. And Donald Trump came on the scene in early 2025 and just started blowing it all up.
Can you jump in a little bit on the possibility of wire fraud and the data mining and how this all loops in to just be a huge betrayal of the American people?
Yeah. What happened is that this Freedom 250 shadow company, this LLC that Trump and his team set up to basically upstage and sideline the bipartisan commission Congress created in 2016 that was supposed to lead our national celebration. But through this shadow company that they housed within the National Parks Foundation, which is a beloved charity that has for over 50 years been raising money for our national parks, has never been politicized, never been corrupted or exploited. But by setting up a subsidiary of the National Parks Foundation in this way, they misled a lot of people. They used the NPF donor base. They reached out to folks and corporations and others who had intended to donate to America 250, the bipartisan commission that we set up, and led them to believe that's what they were doing. But in the course of the transaction, they got banking instructions to wire their donation to Freedom 250, which goes into all of those no-bid contracts and vanity projects and the of this entire project for Trump.
So they reallocated the funds that were meant for America 250 to Freedom 250 by essentially taking people's banking information and putting it into the wrong form and getting that money sent. And then Donald Trump used that money to funnel it into his friends and allies in no-bid contracting. That is an insane amount of corruption and a huge betrayal of the public, right?
That is the story that this evidence paints. We have confidential witnesses that have come forward, whistleblowers, with a lot of this information. We're going to protect their identity for now, but this is an ongoing
fucking wire fraud, dude.
Investigation. And if it proves up the way I think it looks right now, there could very well be criminal referrals coming out of this.
Can I ask you, what kind of picture does this paint when you take into account the reflecting pool, the reports that the ballroom is now worth $500 million and is being used with no bid contracts in a similar way? Does this paint a picture of an administration that is just using its power to perpetually enrich the people who helped elect them? How do you view this?
Well, I think that's exactly what this speaks to. It is a betrayal of the public trust. It is outrageous. And, anyone who may have still thought at least something is sacred for these folks who seem to want to monetize and exploit absolutely everything, this fiasco kind of shows nothing is sacred because they stole our nation's 250th birthday. They repurposed it, made it all about Donald Trump in a way that deeply divides Americans, and they monetized it.
I don't know if you saw this, but just about 30 minutes ago, there were some dancers on stage at America 250 or Freedom 250, and a wooden plank fell on stage and almost crushed a few of the dancers. Earlier this morning, a Trump supporter passed out due to the lack of air conditioning, and then she came on camera with a Trump hat and said, "I'm glad to be here." So he's clearly still, hurting his fans, but still getting some of his fans to show up. Can you expand a little bit more on the organization that was responsible for planning events surrounding January 6th, now being used to celebrate or plan the events to celebrate our birthday? I mean, it really sickens me. As a young dude who's grown up at a time when I see the president of the United States spreading lies about the election and getting his supporters to be foaming at the mouth and undermine the most precious thing in our democracy, the peaceful transfer of power, for him to then pardon those people and then use similar organizations, the same organizations, to put on a celebration for our country, I find it sickening.
Yeah, well, I do too, and I think most Americans will. This is a longtime Trump political organizer that has done MAGA campaign events for him for many, many years, including, as you say, the events surrounding the January 6th insurrection. This is what happens when you set up a shell company that's totally insulated from public scrutiny. That's why they went through all these machinations to hijack America 250, because under this...
Just to make money on it.
Freedom 250, none of this was public. It was all totally secret, and they could do no-bid contracts and self-dealing, at whatever level they wanted.
And then in your video, you mentioned that the CEO of Freedom 250 went over to Davos and was basically saying to foreign leaders that they can invest or help mold America's 250th celebration. Is this just direct selling of access to our country? Because we've seen this administration sell access to the presidency in a unique...
Corporate donors intended to support the official, congressionally chartered America 250 nonprofit. Fundraisers reportedly provided these donors with wire instructions, routing the money into accounts that were actually controlled by Freedom 250. So the people that had agreed to donate to support one were said, oh yeah, here's how you support it, right? Let me give you this money. And that went to an LLC they had set up, the Freedom 250 LLC.
Way. For example, when Trump got into office, he pardoned the founder of Binance, CZ, and the founder of Binance helped facilitate a $2 billion investment from the UAE into Trump's personal World Liberty financial crypto firm, directly profiting. Donald Trump lifted his tariffs off of Vietnam, and the next week, Vietnam announced a $1.2 billion golf course. Is it just a pattern of them using these events to then sell access to other countries?
Oh, it's an immutable pattern. It seems that every opportunity is something for Trump to exploit and enrich himself with. And that seems to be what Freedom 250 was doing as it went around the world. And we've seen forums, of course, for foreign donors inviting donations. But you're right. The CEO of Freedom 250 was on the record telling these donors that they can help shape America's celebration. And he called it marketing freedom. So another one of these euphemisms for just, feeding at the trough.
There's a really interesting aspect that you brought up in your video that not enough people are talking about as it pertains to this Freedom 250 event. And that is the Christian nationalism infused throughout it. Can you give us a summary of how Donald Trump hijacked this and then infused his own Christian nationalist vision on America's 250th birthday?
Yeah, weaponizing raw Christian nationalism is one of Donald Trump's main political strategies. It's how he won the presidency. It's how he has governed. And it was a big part of how he took over and hijacked this America 250 celebration. And so you saw all of these Trump events that were like evangelical revivals on the National Mall, sponsored by your United States government, paid for by your taxpayer dollars. You see these so-called freedom trucks going around the country with content that was curated, purporting to be about American history. But it wasn't from the Smithsonian. It was from a Christian nationalist entity known as PragerU. And it was full of errors and proselytizing and over-the-top Christian nationalist propaganda. So this has been a huge element of the takeover of our 250th celebration.
Yeah, final question.
It is wire fraud. So these companies agreed to do the Smithsonian thing, and then they said, oh yeah, here's how you send your donation, but now you're sending it to the LLC through this wire transfer.
And this is just more like, it's like a more personal.
All they need is one or two companies to say, oh, well, we thought it was going to this group, not this brand new group they spun up in the middle of the night, to fucking hijack it. Wire fraud.
Personal, genuine question. How do you think these Republicans in Congress that you work with cope with the fact that Donald Trump has this copious amount of corruption? We talked about this before, but I do a lot of these Republican debates on CNN and other networks, and I can tell deep down that some of these Republican operatives understand.
And what's crazy is he risks his neck for fucking kickbacks he's getting from these no big contractors that are like pennies on the dollar to the shits. Like, why risk so much just for that? Because he thinks he's untouchable, right? Like, it's one thing to risk your neck for like this $1 billion score. It's another thing to risk your neck for like, oh, well, I'll get like a $3,000 kickback on this contract. You're like, what the fuck? But he thinks, he's untouchable.
That this crypto profiteering and that this pay-to-play corruption is bad.
It's so fucking like North Korean or some shit. You know what I mean?
That they understand.
They don't even try to hide it.
When they go on camera, they have to play to one person, and that is Trump. Do you think a lot of your colleagues, without speaking on behalf of anybody, do you think they get how bad it is, but they just don't have the political incentive to talk about it?
They don't want to see it. Because if they see it, they have to say something about it. And if they say something, they're in deep trouble with Donald Trump.
So they stay blind?
So they look away. And I will tell you, over the last year, as we did the investigation that produced this report, we tried over and over to get our Republican colleagues on the Natural Resources Committee to join us in the letters we were writing, in the investigations we wanted to see, have a hearing at least about this subject, do some oversight. We couldn't get them interested at all.
It's wild. Just reading this report on page 10, it says, having failed to capture America 250 outright and take that over, the Trump administration then pursued its vision through pressure from within. They then created Freedom 250. And then with this Task Force 250, they pressed the commission to fold Trump-aligned programming into the slate of events, like the UFC fight, the Patriot Games, all of these Trump rallies. And Donald Trump on Truth Social called it a Trump rally, the biggest Trump rally. So they've hijacked this American celebration. And just like everything Donald Trump touches, it turned to shit. Sorry, just going to say it turned to shit. And now it is a celebration of him that is falling apart in front of our eyes. So thank you for the investigatory work that you guys have done. And I appreciate you, Representative. Thank you again.
Thanks for having me.
We are uncovering more and more and more.
Fucking joke, dude. And here it is, Trump rally at the Great American State Fair.
Wave a flag. They're banning it. You cannot wave. can't do that in Europe.
You can't do what?
Wave a flag. They're banning it. You cannot wave.
Can't wave a flag?
You cannot wave your country's flag in Europe.
Is under attack.
You can't wave your country's flag in Europe?
Not. It is being banned.
Somebody should tell this fucking soccer boys.
The Olympics, and that's in Italy and Europe. Everyone was waving their own country's flags, including the Italian flag.
Well, you can't put it up on your house. Not anymore. They're banning it. I think it's still in process, but
in all of Europe.
I'm not saying all of Europe. I think actually maybe it's just the UK.
Do you hope Donald Trump runs for president in 2028?
You see what I'm wearing, baby? They stole the election from us, right?
Yeah.
They stole an election.
Okay. So what does that mean?
That means that
you're talking about 2020?
2020, yes. So President Trump allowed them to steal the election. They stole the election. They ran it.
So basically what that lady's talking about is there's been a headline going around, like a screenshot of a headline, supposedly like these 4 different councils in England have been telling residents, let's see if I can grab one of the posts, they're claiming that, don't fly your flag because it'll hurt immigrants' feelings during the World Cup. Fury at councils for telling residents not to hang flags because it intimidates migrants during the World Cup. Bristol, South Gloucestershire, Wiltshire, and Shropshire are among the local authorities urging locals not to attach flags to lampposts or signs without permission. Daily Mail. Now, if you go find this Daily Mail article, it's citing that fucking lunatic Nigel Farage or whatever of saying, I heard that these councils are, and all the councils are like, we've never told anybody that ever. So it's literally a guy, they're claiming the city said this, these city councils said this, by claiming a notorious liar, fraudster, white nationalist without background checks. And when the Daily Mail reached out to all these places, they're like, we've never done that, ever. We've never said anything about a flag at all. Everybody waves their flag at the goddamn World Cup. That's what they do.
A coup.
But boomers and Facebook, right? They see this and they're like, oh God, Europe's banning flags. Welcome to Europe, guys.
It's just like a diamond heist. If you steal the diamonds, then once they find the diamonds, you return it back to the original owner, right? So that's the way we look at the executive, the presidency.
All right, and so you're talking about Iran. You're hoping to make Iran great again. How is that going to happen?
With the memorandum of understanding, which leads to a peace treaty, which leads to a pact, and it's a framework for a future agreement. But it's not.
Some people criticize it, though. You probably know the reasons they do.
I understand the criticism. Yeah. I think it's baseless because it's nothing at this point. It's better than the JCPOA, which P in JCPOA is a plan, and it took Obama 2 years to come up with that thing, and it was still a piece of shit. It should be called should have been called the JCPOS. It was a piece of shit agreement. It wasn't a plan of act. It was a plan of action, and it was a weak plan at best.
And how is it weaker than this MOU right now?
No, because it's only an MOU, and they're still working out the details. So nobody can predict the future at this point. Everyone is just speculating at this point. I don't even think Trump knows what's in the.
They're not speculating. They're saying this is a memorandum of understanding. We're both signing this. This is our goal for the eventual agreement.
Yeah, they're still working out the details.
Wait, Donald Trump doesn't know what's in the MOU?
They're still working out the details.
Make America great again. When was America great?
Well, it's always been great. It was great after World War II. It was great after...
During, like, Jim Crow?
World War II. No, after the World War II, when we defeated the Nazis.
Right, but it also, like, there was a lot of, like, oppression of, like, black people in the United States at that point.
The Civil Rights Movement, yes. Well, the Civil Rights Movement, was in the 60s and 70s, and...
Was that...
Oh, she may be mentally handicapped, dude.
When America was great? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm not talking about that. I think that we overcame those hurdles, and the 80s and 90s were a very nice time as far as the country melding together after the Civil Rights Movement. I think the 80s and 90s were a couple of really nice decades.
So when Trump says "Make America Great Again," is he talking about the 80s and 90s?
He could be. I mean, I hope that's what he's talking about because I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, and I remember good times then.
I remember as a kid just being a kid and enjoying it, but like the AIDS epidemic was like ravaging the gay community in New York and San Francisco. Millions of people were dying around the world, and the economy was not roaring at that point.
Well, if I recall, I think the economy was doing pretty well in the 90s.
In the 90s for sure, yeah. I was just talking about the 80s for that. The AIDS
Yeah, as long as Clinton was in there.
In the 80s, I remember a lot of limousines in the 80s, a lot of, big parties, it was a very glamorous time, when I was younger, but I remember like more glamorous times, a lot of limousines and...
Yeah, anytime you think back, it's fucking nostalgia. It feels like, oh, things were simpler then and less stress and this, that, and the other, right? I felt more comfortable. I wasn't worried about the future, and yeah, you just remembering it that way.
Big parties and things like that.
So, Make America Great Again means the 1990s in the United States of America?
Sure, why not?
Okay. All right.
I don't trust anybody in that way. But
is there anyone that you get information from that you trust? Is there anyone you would recommend that people out there look to for truth?
The Bible. That's about it. Other than that, no.
The Bible is the only truth out there.
Yeah, I don't even think you can depend upon people that claim to be teaching the Bible to give you the truth anymore.
Do you think the Bible is literal in its...
Yeah, I do. I think the Bible's literal.
Like all the things really happened and they are the truth, as written.
That's what I believe, yes.
So there was a flood, everyone...
I do believe it, yeah.
People used to live to be 500-600 years old?
It says it, I believe it. Yeah.
Okay. Really? People used to live to be like 600 years old before all these medical advances we've had, even though we've seen life expectancy going up in the Bible. When it says someone lived to like 900, I think Noah lived to like 900 years. That's real, and it actually happened?
I believe it, yes.
I don't know if there was a flood that killed everybody, but Noah saved like 5 family members and
all the animals.
Can you believe it literally to be true exactly like that? But we're all descendants of those.
And so we should be one big happy family and love each other and quit hating on each other and trying to kill each other.
So the same family was having kids with each other and stuff?
I don't know how that worked. I
can guess.
Yeah.
That's not pretty.
Would you like gay marriage to be illegal in the United States?
I'm going to go with the Word of God, and a man and a woman is a marriage. Okay. So I'll stand on that.
Would you like there to be other biblical principles that are the law of the land?
Well, it is established already. By him dedicating the United States to Jesus, it's already established. The word of the Lord, the biblical truths.
Right. But some of the things in the Bible where it says if a man lays with a man, lays with a woman, they've committed an abomination, surely they should be put to death. That's the word in the Bible. Do you think that should be the law of the land of the United States?
I always stand on the truth of the Lord. So the truth of the Lord is the truth of the Lord. So I will stand on.
I'm not going to answer.
But would you want the law to be that gay people should be killed?
I'm not for death. I'm for life.
Okay.
So the word of the Lord is for life. We declare we're here evangelizing. We're here preaching the gospel.
Except when he kills everybody.
So we declare the word of the Lord. So the word of the Lord is that we
children
for salvation for all people. That
women.
The Lord sent his only begotten Son to die on the cross.
Genocide.
So not one shall perish.
Kids that made fun of a guy for being bald.
God loves
being mauled by a bear.
And he doesn't want to see anyone perish.
And then just other laws, like in Leviticus, it also says you can't wear mixed fibers. Should that be the law of the land?
I wouldn't know.
And eat shellfish.
That's just where I stand right now. But
those are the biblical laws. That's why I'm asking.
Well, I'm unsure what you're asking me right now.
In Leviticus, it says you can't wear mixed fibers. You can't wear mixed fabrics.
Should like polyester and cotton and.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just go off of the biblical truth of the word of the Lord. Okay. So whatever
Have you
it
or
is,
someone you know
that's
been
where I stand.
diagnosed with TDS? The symptoms can be relentless. Fortunately, I'm Dr. Trump, and I have a treatment plan. Let's hear what some of my patients have to say.
I have been suffering for over a decade.
Or AI videos. The dude's a fucking lunatic, dude.
So no mixed fabrics, no shrimp. You can't eat shrimp. No shellfish. That's in Leviticus.
Nothing with a cloven hoof.
Are we here to talk about the 250 years?
No, you were saying you wanted biblical laws, and that would be a biblical law.
Or we're talking about just little things that are not concerning, like actually today.
You can't do that in Europe.
You can't do what?
Wave a flag. They're banning it. You cannot wave.
You can't wave a flag?
The only thing those cities said they've ever addressed is that it's been illegal for like the last 60 years. to hang flags from like traffic signals and, you know, a utility pole. The same thing that it'd be illegal here. You couldn't climb a goddamn stop sign or a red light and hang your fucking flag from it, right? Because it's a hazard.
Your country's flag in Europe
is under attack.
You can't wave your country's flag in Europe?
Not. It is being banned.
I was just at the Olympics, and that's in Italy and Europe. Everyone was waving their own country's flags, including the Italian flag.
Well, you can't put it up on your house, not anymore. They're banning it. I think it's still in process, but
in all of Europe.
I'm not saying all of Europe. I think actually maybe it's just the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what are they're banning the flag of Great Britain, or they're banning all flags?
No, not all flags. Not all flags. Just their particular country's flag. You can't show patriotism, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
In a lot of the countries over there, okay. Europe countries, like you can here, like we're free to do here.
Okay. All right. I haven't heard that. Where did you see that?
Yeah. I don't.
Facebook.
Remember, but,
Facebook. Say it, bitch.
The left-wing media. I'll tell you that.
And look, we could have J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance could, if he's going to be the nomination, he could win the presidency and say, look, I'm going to put it in the hands of Trump. You know, so there are variables, but that, you know, we've gone into the Constitution and...
But it is against the Constitution for him to become president for a third term.
It is against the Constitution to overthrow a duly elected president.
But you're saying one thing leads to the other,
right.
But he's already in his second term. Like he's got back that term you're talking about. He got that back. He's in office again. He won. Nobody's debating that. He won the 2024 election. So why would he just get another term?
Because the circumstances is an election was stolen. Have we had presidents that served more than 2 terms ever? Have we? I think we have.
But before the 22nd Amendment.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But
there's an amendment in the Constitution. Can't do that anymore. No more.
Well, I think that
it's in the Constitution. Can't do it. Yeah.
Well.
So,
you could invest in human lives via the Department of Transportation?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, we wouldn't. I mean, corporations and governments. Mm-hmm. So now people are worth millions. Who knows?
How much are you worth?
I have no idea, because it used to be where you could find it. The website.
You could have found how much you personally were worth.
I didn't want to go look because I didn't want whoever's watching to know that I knew where to go.
And so on July 4th, there's going to be this massive change.
I don't know, or hopefully by then. That's my best assumption.
And so what should everyone do till then? Just party, have fun? Is it like the end of the world or the beginning of the world?
Put their energy toward thinking of the golden age, right? Right? We are moving from what was not right into what is right. So think of what's your best scenario, right? That you are abundant and healthy, and you...
Well, like an infinity pool.
Yeah.
You're not going to see a pallet full of millions and millions of dollars being shipped over there from American tax dollars, taxpayers.
That was $1.7 billion. Okay. That Obama released to them in his deal. That was their $400 million adjusted for inflation over time. Donald Trump is releasing $12 billion. That's a lot more.
Well, let's see what we're going to get for that. So,
yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
You were saying there was one thing where you weren't going to see, which was giving them a bunch of money, but that is part of it.
We're giving them more money than anybody else did.
Pallet loads of money being dropped off with no accountability whatsoever.
Their own money.
Part of the deal, there's no accountability. They can spend it how they choose. In this deal,
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
All right, sorry, I gotta rewind a little.
Of course you haven't.
So it's almost like nothing is as it seems. You're saying
exactly.
We can't get stuff out of the strait unless they let us.
How did they close the strait? They used the drones. They used the the mines. They laid mines and drones.
I know, but didn't we just affirm to them that they can close the strait when they want? Isn't that a huge bargaining chip that we gave to them?
No, it's not, because what they were expecting is that their ships would go in and out even though nobody else's could.
And now we just lifted all the restrictions on their oil, and they're only promising not to charge ships for going through the strait for the next 60 days. So at some point, they can just control it completely. They didn't know they could do that before.
Well, the thing about it is, you and I both know that we have a president that's going to hold their feet to the fire. And if they don't live up to what he says, I mean, you remember he even threatened to take control of the strait and charge 20% surcharge.
And it didn't work, right?
Well, no, he just threatened it.
Is it possible, though,
that he didn't do it,
to find happiness in the world that we're in with the people we know and the
I don't think they'll die and never be embarrassed from this
situation that we have. We can always try and better ourselves, but that this is the real world. There's no big change or awakening coming. Is that possible?
No, I think that's called the Great Awakening. So we just spent the weekend in Tennessee at a New Earth location there, and it's about sovereignty. It's about freedom of, natural law. So,
what does that mean? A new Earth, like New Earth, like what's about to happen?
Sovereign community.
What do they do there?
Well, they're going to build housing. They're going to build an equestrian center because
this is not a doomsday cult.
No. Oh no, it's not a cult.
And if you watch one show, it's not going to make any sense to you at all. You need to check in a couple times a week. What do they? Yeah, don't watch the hour show.
Right.
But they do like a 15 or 20 minutes almost every day.
Just stay on top of it.
Idea what?
That lady knows what's going to happen.
She's one of two.
Okay.
Of what's been going on to get us to where we're at today.
All right, and Donald Trump's the solution?
Yes.
The guy who put on the beauty pageants, the guy who did the casinos in Atlantic City and didn't pay some of the people who build them and all that stuff. He's the guy. He's the solution?
Yeah.
The IRS is not a legal, lawful agency, and it was never approved properly through Congress. So they con you, or they talk you into voluntarily paying.
So don't pay taxes, are you saying?
Yeah, they have no right to collect them.
We dropped these bunker buster bombs last summer to stop them from getting nuclear weapons. Donald Trump said their nuclear program was obliterated. Well, was that true or not?
Well,
or not true? Or?
How'd you say you can stop a squirrel from getting one nut, but they're going to go after another? They are, if I remember correctly, they were at some talks where they were bragging that they had 60% enrichment, and so that's
65%.
Why he had to go back. They didn't stop; they just kept going.
So did Donald Trump lie last summer when he said?
Did he destroy it or not destroy it?
If you say we didn't, then you're not a patriot. You're lying, or he said all that stuff.
No, I don't think he lied. I think he said we obliterated this part.
We had a bumbling fool, if you'll pardon me. I love the office of president, but I think we had a terrible president in Biden.
No, that's not bad language. Fool. That's not even bad language.
Well, I wouldn't say he was foolish.
Right. I was just not giving you a hard. I didn't sound like bad language to me at all.
But
as far as bad language goes, a fool.
Yeah, there's a lot of F words flying around on both sides, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I am a Christian first, I'm a patriot second, and I'm a Republican third. And so I'm looking for people who are for faith,
is this your wife?
and freedom. This is, yes.
Where's being a husband on the list? Husband.
What did she think?
You're my husband.
Oh, yes, I'm definitely her husband.
Yeah.
36 years.
What the fuck?
Wondering where it ranked on the list.
Oh, being husband? That's the family part.
Oh, so
Yeah.
what was it?
Yeah.
What was it?
I said, so Jesus first, family second, and or conservative family. Really, you can say conservative and family.
Then you said patriotic.
And I said, I said Christian first, conservative, family-loving, patriot second, and love of.
I don't know if you had the family in there first, but that's fine. Yeah,
I should take,
yeah,
I should
all
take
right, that's okay. I think he meant to include you in the second.
He knows. Yeah, he's very important.
Yeah, yeah.
Included her first.
But I'm saying he meant to include you in the, I think, the second one.
Absolutely, yeah.
So just in case you had overheard that and didn't,
I included family first because I used the name Jesus, and he's the most pro-family that you can get. So if I say Jesus, if I'm following Jesus, then I'm going to be a good husband.
Okay.
Ah.
Essentially. So that, never mind, it was first.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to show this the other night. You guys remember that preacher that Jennifer Winkler was talking about that beat the hell out of the fucking neighbors because they were, you know, whatever, protesting or whatever, and then got arrested? Here he is. Here's the body cam footage. Let's see what type of language this preacher uses.
He's just sore because I beat the crap out of his little faggot boy. And he's next if he comes over here and harasses these boys. Yeah, he needs to go back to sleep with his boyfriend. He's just sore.
How Christ-like, dude. I remember that famous story from the Bible where Jesus is up on the cross and the one guy says, if you're really God, then why don't you call out to your to God? If you're God's son, call out to God and have him remove you from this cross, remove us all. And he says, no, that's not what it's about, you know. And then the other guy looks at him and says, Jesus, and he says, shut up, faggot. Like, you remember that one? Everybody remember that Bible story? I think it was Ecclesiastes or something. I can't remember. God damn. What a piece of shit, dude.
Because I beat the crap out of his little faggot boy. He's next.
God damn.
Over here and harasses.
I fucking hate these people that hide behind Christianity and their church and their religion and the people and
yeah, he needs to go back to sleep with his boyfriend.
They talk about how everybody's welcome and they love everybody. They hate the sinner. Hate the sin, not the sinner. I hate these people.
I got to go. I want to get in.
Yeah, sure. All right, so we had a ranking system of important things. And I think it was faith, patriotism. I don't know where a wife was on it, honestly, but then he said first. Happy wife, happy life, right? You got to revise the list, which she's standing right there, sir. Do you believe election integrity is an issue?
Yes.
Why do you think the Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the presidency then?
Rhinos, buddy. Republican
issue. Yeah. Happy wife, happy life, right? You gotta.
Oh, because they're not really Republicans. They've only been Republican their entire career. But when they disagree with Trump because he's doing something super anti-Republican, they're not real Republicans.
Revise the list, which she's standing right there, sir. Do you believe election integrity is an issue?
Yes.
Why do you think the Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the presidency then?
Rhinos, buddy. Republicans in name only. I mean, every Democrat votes against the SAVE Act, and you've got one or two of these.
No, but I'm asking if election integrity.
They all got elected, dumbass. If the elections are rigged, why do they all get elected to a supermajority?
It was an issue.
Seems like we did a pretty shitty job rigging it.
Republicans get control of everything.
Too big to rig. That was the 2020.
You understand that's dumb as fuck. If I'm just typing in a number of votes, unless you have 100% turnouts, it can't be too big to rig. I just add a 0 to my number.
24 election. Everybody turned out because they were sick and tired.
Actually, turnout was extremely low considering.
Of everybody, all the illegals coming in.
That sounds a little convenient. Let me just push back here a little bit.
Okay.
So it's too big to rig when Republicans win, but it's rigged when Democrats win.
By mail-in ballots. We didn't win by mail-in ballots.
How did Donald Trump vote in the last election?
I have no idea.
Mail-in ballot.
Well, that's fine.
Donald Trump is donating his $400,000 a year presidential salary back to the American people. What do you think about that?
If he can do it, let him do it.
Well, he can do it because he's making an average of $5.8 million a day. on his crypto schemes. Yeah.
He's a businessman. When you're celebrating a transgender drag queen show at the White House, how's that different from a wrestling match? Well, it's different, but the wrestling match didn't offend me as much as just seeing that you don't respect man and a woman, period.
Did it offend you when the UFC fighter said?
So voter turnout in 2020 was 62%. In 2024, it was 57%.
Michelle Obama is a man?
I wouldn't have said it. Did I get upset because I had other things to deal with? But at the same time, I wouldn't drag that through the mud because can I switch subject? Not going to avoid that subject.
I just want to say on that we have bigger concerns than to worry about him calling Michelle Obama a man.
It wasn't smart.
What is today all about?
God.
God? How is it about God?
Trump and saving our country.
Trump, God, country.
Yep. No, God, Trump, and yeah.
God, Trump, country?
Yes.
Wait, God, Trump, country?
Yes, I believe in God.
But Trump is right below that, and then country?
I mean, God's appointed Trump to us.
God appointed Trump.
He's helping, yes.
Okay. Why is America back?
President Trump, he's brought America back.
How so?
With his policies.
And how have they helped you?
By the way, no one points at this massive fucking cock. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that fucking goddamn Thor's hammer over here. Oh, that's her fabric bunching. What? That's impossible. Melania's got a monster cock. Trump, no bulge. Melania, she's wrapping that shit around like a belt, dude.
How they've helped me? Put more money in my pocket. The economy's doing better.
It's doing better? Inflation's higher now and gas prices are high.
Oh, no.
No, they're not?
Not to me.
They're not high to you, but they are high.
Thank you.
Okay.
They're planning to release $12 billion to them.
I know.
Does that, I don't know, concern you?
Obama flew 1.6 billion on pallets in the middle of the night. So what's the difference?
What's the difference? 10.4.
4 billion. 10.4 billion.
Helps or hurts with?
What the fuck? Is she wearing a goddamn quilt? What is going on here? It's like a Mar-a-Lago groupie that definitely can't get in, right? Like she wants so bad to be a 1980s Mar-a-Lago Marlboro girl, but she's struggling, bro.
Political division.
You know, he's an honest man. You know, he's a construction man. He's a businessman who took the most
super honest man. Even by his own admission, he had to play dirty in his construction game with all the unions and mob bosses. But he's an honest guy, and that's him that's hit from his own mouth. That's not even the shit he lied about, not paying contractors and bankrupting shit and being fucking retarded.
difficult job in the world. If anybody feels they can do better, then they should get out there and stop critiquing him. None of us have good public speaking skills. I think he's improved over the years, but at the end of the day, I support my president.
You had an issue with his public speaking at the beginning? You think he's gotten better?
So, you know, you cringe, you know, but at the end of the day, you know.
Wait, sorry, like what? You cringe? You would cringe? Like what specifically?
Oh, why do you got to say that? You know, I can't think of, there's a lot, you know.
Hey! Anyway, we're having a good time. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Oh, talking to people.
Okay, so have to be here or back that way?
Yeah, I'm here, right?
What are you doing talking to people? Well, you have to either be right here or over there. Yeah, I'm here, obviously, because you said right here. Jesus Christ, dude. I want to go back to watching people just fucking puke and shit.
Here at the Great American State Fair, and I caught up with organizers.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten worse at public speaking and being able to refrain. Or maybe he was never able to refrain saying fucking crazy shit, but people around him were better at, like, intervening before he could say it, because now it's just all out there. Especially when he found AI videos, dude.
About how they're pushing back on the narrative about the turnout of this event.
The pillars are falling off the building.
Listen to this. Listen.
So from my perspective, it is hitting exactly every mark that we had hoped it would hit.
There's nobody behind her while she's saying this. There's nobody behind her. Everybody, a massive scandal surrounding Donald Trump's America 250 is being uncovered in real time, and I want to break the news to you all. I'm not one to say I told you so, but if you've been...
There are literally tens of people that are attending this free event in D.C.
watching the show for the past 2 weeks, we've been calling this a clear money laundering scheme. It seems increasingly likely every single day that all of these stripped down exhibits that were supposed to cost $126 million were actually just built by Donald Trump's contractor friends who pocketed a lot of the money and profited. This seems to be the actual case, as today we learned from Congress that donors were misled by the Trump-backed Freedom 250, House Democrats allege. And we're going to go through this report, but the lawmakers' report alleges that Trump allies worked to divert funds away from America 250, which was a bipartisan effort to mark the nation's birthday. I've explained this multiple times on my show, but just to recap, Congress a decade ago in 2016 created a bipartisan committee, meaning both sides agreed that there should be a committee to celebrate America 250. This committee was called America 250, and there was $150 million allocated towards it. Well, this America 250 was all of a sudden hijacked by Trump when he created a competing organization named Freedom 250. Freedom 250 then scammed people, lied to people, and reallocated these funds allegedly towards all of Trump's friends and all of Trump's donors and all of Trump's close aides and people in his circle to create this. This is why the fair has been such a mess.
Part of this
is why on day one, Donald Trump held a shoddy rally where
it's another coverage, but it's not exactly the same one.
Scammed people, lied to people, and reallocated these funds allegedly towards all of Trump's friends and all of Trump's donors.
This is a different update.
Close aides and people in his circle to create this shitty fair that people are now complaining about. Now, all of these Democratic representatives realized that they've quite literally been scamming people, the Trump administration. Some donors who intended to give money to the bipartisan effort created by the Congress a decade ago were instead steered towards White House-backed initiatives under false pretenses, Democrats allege in a report. The donors meant to give money to America 250, a congressionally chartered initiative to celebrate the nation's birthday, according to Democrats on the House Natural Resources Committee. They instead were given routing and account numbers that directed their funds to Freedom 250, which Donald Trump established last year to organize anniversary events. Here is Representative Jared Huffman of California's 2nd District leading the way on this. This is an incredibly compelling video, and if you want to help boost this message, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe. We're going to talk about the state of the economy, the state of the fair today, and everything else throughout this video, so watch until the end, and maybe we'll have Representative Huffman on the show to talk about this even further. Check this out.
America's 250th birthday is being run by a shadow company you've never heard of. Freedom 250 has raised millions of dollars. It's selling access to the president, and it won't tell you who's paying or where the money goes. This is how Trump hijacked America's birthday, by rewriting the rules to let the ultra-wealthy and politically connected take advantage of the American people. I'm Congressman Jared Huffman. I lead the Democrats on the House Natural Resources Committee. We've spent the past year trying to uncover the truth about what happened, and I want to walk you through exactly what we've found. So how did this private company end up running America's official 250th celebration, siphoning off millions of taxpayer dollars and harvesting Americans' personal data? Let's start at the beginning. In 2016, Congress did something rare. Republicans and Democrats came together and created a commission called America 250 to plan the 250th. They built it to be nonpartisan on purpose, so no president could ever make the country's birthday his own. The America 250 Commission was well underway to honor the anniversary with expertly planned festivals, activities, and unifying events.
Yeah, a bunch of the talent Trump claims backed out. Well, they were planning on playing for a non-political Smithsonian thing. They weren't planning on playing for Trump's rally.
And its founding. Then, Donald Trump decided he wanted something.
I saw what's his name from the fucking, what are the Village People died, and Trump's like, oh, he was a great man, he always supported Trump or whatever. That guy was a fucking bitch, okay? He fucking told Trump not to use the YMCA, that it was bullshit, that song. He sent him a cease and desist after he used it again at Mar-a-Lago, and they dressed up or whatever. And then once Trump won in 2016, then he softened, even come back to appear on stage. He was the last member of the group alive, and he appeared on stage for the 2024 for Trump. He was a cuck.
He wanted a party he could use for his own personal, political, and financial gain. So first, he tried to take over America 250. His appointee to the commission teamed up with the Speaker of the House in an attempt to push 4 commissioners out of their seats and replace them with MAGA loyalists. When that didn't work, Trump created his own shadow entity to circumvent and supplant America 250. They call it Freedom 250. On paper, it's a shell company registered in Delaware through the same anonymous vendor the president uses for his other businesses. But this LLC is different. It was lodged inside the National Park Foundation, a charity that's funded our national parks for 50 years. Think about why you'd do that. As part of a charity, the LLC could take in huge sums of money without ever naming who or where it came from. This arrangement lets them sell access to the president, collect checks from anyone willing to pay, and keep every donor's name secret, all under the banner of a trusted American institution, the National Parks Foundation.
Okay, there's much more to this video, and we're not even touching the surface of this scheme. But I just really quickly want to point out, this is why the fair has been such a mess. This is why on day 1, Donald Trump held a shoddy rally where people walked out. On day 1, some MAGA man was caught masturbating at the fair and had to be arrested. On day 2, the electricity went out and the Ferris wheel wasn't working. On day 3, the electricity went out again and all of the ice cream melted and the food was then way too expensive. Now, by day 7, we are 1 week in, the entire thing is literally falling apart. Donald Trump's fake arch, the recreation of it, now has this foam pouring out and this ledge is about to fall off. I called this caulk in the last video, and people in the comments pointed out what people on Twitter are now saying, not that this improves the situation, but that's spray foam, not caulk. That's actually worse. They use spray foam to try to keep this corner in place as it's cracking off. Dude, somebody's going to get seriously hurt by this. Fox News is now coping.
Well, it's foam. Right. The reason they glued it with foam is because it's made out of foam.
About the lack of turnout. Take a listen.
Here at the Great
That sounds about right, Kick.
American State Fair, and I caught up with organizers and I asked them about how they're pushing back on the narrative about the turnout of this event. Here's the Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Wallace.
Listen to this. Listen.
So from my perspective, it is hitting exactly every mark that we had hoped it would hit.
There's nobody behind her while she's saying this. There's nobody behind her.
Every mark that we had hoped it would hit at this point. I do think this weekend we're going to see massive crowds. But my goal is that people come and walk and experience it. And 150,000 people coming to celebrate the Great American State Fair over the last 5 or 6 days. I call that a huge success.
The entire time, it's been empty. You can look at any Fox News host over the past week. This is them this morning.
They're running for office. They are winning, and they have all of these views. How does the
doing good
combat that?
This is
that's at 10 a.m. That's not like fucking 6 a.m. You know what I mean? That's at 10. Right before lunch.
10 a.m.
Nobody.
There's always people in the comments saying, Adam, you might be showing clips of Fox News at 6 a.m. right when they're starting for the day, and of course no one's going to be there because it's closed. Or people will say, Adam, you're showing us clips of Fox News at 8 p.m. at night when there's nobody there behind them. This is peak fair time, 10 a.m., and there's nobody behind them. I think I see one person walking right there, and it's probably a worker or a Fox News worker or something like that. So let's return on to this. Jared Huffman, and again, drop a like to help boost this message.
Then they starved America 250. Congress had set aside $150 million to celebrate our 250th. The America 250 Commission was promised $100 million of that funding. But in November of 2025, the White House told the America 250 chairwoman she would only get $50 million. And in the months that followed, they whittled it down to just $25 million. The rest of the money was taken by Freedom 250. Between this and other redirected funds, hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars are now unaccounted for. Now follow the money, because this is where it gets worse. Freedom 250 went after the real commission's corporate sponsors, not just donations, but a quid pro quo of access to Trump in exchange for cash.
This is where it gets wild.
Martin, ExxonMobil, Chevron, MasterCard, United Airlines, United Health. Most of these corporations are lobbying and trying to win contracts from the same government that's now selling them special access. And as they wrote their checks to Freedom 250, the president was trading their stocks and posting their ticker symbols online to juice their values. Trump's cronies were then deployed across the globe to solicit money from foreign governments. The CEO of Freedom 250 flew to Davos, stood in front of a room of foreign governments and asked them, in his words, how they wanted to shape America's birthday. Foreign governments shaping our 250th.
This is wild. I mean, we called this weeks ago on the show. We said this is deeper than we all think.
He called it marketed for the World Cup fans.
Always is.
Hands over a name, a location, and a phone number that feeds straight into a political operation built to profile and target voters. Americans just wanting to celebrate our nation's 250th birthday are unknowingly signing up to potentially have their data harvested and added to Trump's campaign operation. While Trump and Freedom 250 are pretending this celebration is about America's history, they've been forcing public servants across the country to erase our country's real story from parks and public spaces. Park rangers were given marching orders to take down factual signs about slavery, climate change, and the forced removal of Native Americans. And in their place, Trump and his political allies have been pushing their sanitized and distorted version of history. They paid out 10 million taxpayer dollars for a fleet of trucks running PragerU videos and an AI-generated George Washington.
Tens of millions of dollars of taxpayer money. I just want to pause right here and point out that this morning we got an absolutely abysmal jobs report, and Trump seemingly is trying to tank the economy at this point. Key takeaways from the June jobs report. Number one, it was a disappointing jobs report, says economist Heather Long. 57,000 jobs added versus 115,000 expected. So we added less than half of what economists expected. Negative revisions for April and May. 2, 4.2% unemployment rate, higher than when Trump entered office. 3, the job market is stable. That's good for the Fed, but there's a big decline in the labor force. 4, it's still tough to get a job outside of healthcare or professional services. I have so many friends who are going to college and who are struggling. They're now in debt and can't ever buy a house. It's the broken generational compact. My friends are sitting there struggling. People of all ages, of course, but I'm just talking to the framework of a young person for 1 second, are told if they go to college and they will be better off. 50% of people with a college degree in my generation don't even have a job in their field and are struggling to shovel themselves out of debt as they are getting farther and farther away from owning a house. During all of this, Donald Trump is talking about housing, saying he wants houses to be more expensive. Listen.
Well, there's so much talk about, we're going to drive housing prices down. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up.
Dude, this guy's saying he wants to drive housing prices up as inflation is going up, as inflation is outpacing wage growth, and as the economy is in the shitter. The reason I wanted to point that out is because they're still lying about this on television, just like they're lying about this fair, just like they're stealing from taxpayers to get tens of millions of dollars in trucks or whatever. And just like J.D. Vance is still saying, I wish we could work with Democrats on this. Just watch.
More momentum in that direction from the Democrat Party. Frankly, Laura, I would love it if Democrats were willing, not that they are going to agree with Republicans all the time, but if they were willing to work with us on lowering housing prices, on lowering gas prices, on...
Okay, pause. This is a con. He is trying to scam the American people right here. They are currently funneling our taxpayer dollars and trying to trick people into funding this Freedom 250, while then Donald Trump vetoes a housing bill that was bipartisan. Democrats and Republicans did work together on a housing bill. They just passed it last week, and Donald Trump refused to sign it. To return to this Freedom 250 expose.
PragerU videos and an AI-generated George Washington that tells school kids that their rights are a gift from God, something the real Washington never said. They're parading these proselytizing propaganda trucks in front of schools on your dime. They've turned what should be a non-political unifying celebration of America's 250th into a right-wing Christian battering ram aimed at breaking down what Thomas Jefferson called the wall of separation between church and state.
Yeah, remember there's baptism tents at America 250, tents where people can be baptized. Again, as he said, there's AI-generated videos of our former presidents saying that, like, God is with you.
Enshrining their extreme version of Christianity as our de facto national religion. This agenda is not subtle. It fuses white Christian supremacist identity with history revisionism, insisting the nation's founding, its laws, and our fundamental rights are rooted in the Christian Bible rather than the revolutionary principle of self-government.
This guy's great.
Their own documents are littered with proof that for them, this anniversary is not actually about America, it's about promoting two things, Christian nationalism and Donald Trump. An internal playbook called for scripture readings and worship nights on the National Mall as official birthday programming. They peddled sponsorship packages and photo ops with Trump at $10 million a pop. A UFC ring was built on the south lawn of the White House, not for the 4th of July, but for the president's 80th birthday.
Yep.
With seats that ran $1.5 million and went to executives from the companies his government is supposed to regulate.
And Americans are struggling. This is all a money laundering scene. Look at the incredible scenes on Fox News right now. As I make this video, Aaron Rupar is posting clips on Twitter of the fair.
So this just in from Peter McMahon, big fan. He said the sports team, meaning our team, should check out the file that Messi committed.
Look at, there's nobody behind them. There's nobody behind them. This is peak fair time. It's all a money laundering scheme.
They handed out contracts to Trump's closest allies, including Event Strategies, Inc., one of the masterminds who orchestrated the rallies surrounding the January 6th insurrection. For every fact we've unearthed in this investigation, we've had to fight to get it. The Republican majority in Congress has far more power than we do to demand answers, but instead of joining us in serious oversight, they've used their power to do the opposite. They blocked our requests, shielded the individuals and entities involved, and refused to hold a single hearing on any of this. They are shielding bad actors instead of holding them accountable. So today, against the obstruction and resistance of our Republican colleagues, we are dragging this fiasco out of the shadows and shining a bright light on the corruption and fraud surrounding Freedom 250. America turns 250 years old only once. We should be celebrating this anniversary together.
This is very well done by Representative Huffman, very well done by the Democrats who have been investigating this, and now it all makes sense. Everything down to the melting ice cream, the man masturbating on day one, the lack of ability to have any coolant or conditioning, the lack of ability to bring anything in, the fact that food is incredibly expensive, $10 for lemonade, $10 for iced coffee, $6 for non-iced coffee, $6 for a muffin. If you want a cookie, it's $5. Incredibly expensive. It all makes more and more sense. Everything Donald Trump does, everything he touches turns to shit, whether it's the reflecting pool, which he put out on a no-bid contract, whether it's the fact that the ballroom is a $500 million no-bid contracts going to his friends, his donors, his advisors, people who can benefit from this. It is all pay-to-play, quid pro quo on a national and international level. He is selling our chips to the United Arab Emirates for like $2 billion invested into his own personal crypto. He's selling access, selling pardons, and it's all despicable. I'm going to leave it there. If you appreciate these videos on the Adam Mockler feed, make sure you drop a like to boost us. Send this around. I love you all. Peace out.
Kind of a joke, dude. It's depressing, honestly. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, it's literally, he didn't want to go to prison, so he has to get elected. The Supreme Court helps him out, right, with their ruling of immunity. And now he's milking every fucking dime he can out of every citizen, the countries, other countries, crypto, retards, his followers, anybody that has money, he's milking it. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'd like to milk a little bit of money out of your teats. If you want to support the show, you can do that at one of the links in the chat. We greatly appreciate that. Use that to pay the bills. I'm not Trump, but I do have to pay bills. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see everybody tomorrow. The stream seems to be fixed. Let me see if I can highlight a message. There we go. Stream seems to be fixed. Everything's updated. So thank you guys for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, tomorrow's it's the 3rd, yeah. I'll be out of town 2 days on the 6th and 7th, and then be back. And then, of course, the 4th, I'll probably do some of you guys. I don't do fireworks, so if you want to hang out with me on the 4th, that's cool. I'll probably stream. My family still goes and watches fireworks and stuff usually. I can't stand it. And I have to have headphones in already, so I may just go live. We'll see. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you on the next one. Love you. See you. Bye. Support the show, freeloaders. It's my 250th, too.
But I can tell you this.
Have a good night, guys.
This douchebag happens to see this particular show. You don't have the fork and balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are.
Oh, thank you for the bits. I appreciate it.
You don't have the fork and balls.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Scott.
Does that make you feel good? The K Sonic paid for you guys to freeload. Does that make you feel like a big man?
You know that stage is set. You better buckle up.
I couldn't be bored if I wanted to.
Shit.
Not in me.
It's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Well, my true believer, y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like fool in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next, Trump?
You guys gotta get big plans for the 4th or no?
Tall in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
Going to a wedding. I've never been to a wedding on the 4th.
Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets.
Fireworks.
Stage is set. You better buckle up.
At the wedding.
You ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too.
I went to a wedding that had like everybody stood and held sparklers. There's like a sparkler tunnel they walked through. It wasn't that cool standing there because a lot of people got like fucking burnt. But it made really cool pictures later on, like on social media. Them walking through the sparklers. They're cool.
Saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. My mom's an alcoholic. Give me oh my God. Damn it. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up.
Fireworks are banned there. That sucks. Well, if you can still get them from somewhere, that's all right.
Down goes Nina.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
So got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was doing so well. It's all over. Hands on his shoulders, they ringing his bell. You got